All 5 of you sit in the back of a large helicopter as it flies over the city of New Pavo. You see hundreds upon thousands of lights shimmering below you like a sea of fireflies, and you fly around the outside of Jacob's elevator, towering far off into the sky until you can no longer see it against the starscape above. There are no clouds. It's far too arid for that. You have decided to turn yourselves in to the local authorities, going with Captain Azura with his men to the garrison outpost base for Lunaris Foundations. And we will see how that turns out. Welcome, everybody. You're level 3.
Wait, what?
Baby.
I need to look at my thing.
Yeah, that's why I was like, maybe I should tell him before the game. And Aurelia was like, go fuck yourself.
Well, listen, you didn't say it was something cool.
All right, we'll do the main thing, and that is, yes, you're about to ask about health, aren't you?
Yes.
Everybody, you've got a hit dice, and I believe it's 1d8. Yeah. You can either A, roll that bad boy, and then take whatever comes up and add it to your health as well as your constitution modifier, or B, you can be a fucking wimp and take the average, which is to say 5 HP.
We're rolling!
Wait,
So
what's happening?
You've leveled up to level 3.
Yeah, but something is happening with my thing.
I don't know what you're talking about. You're not using enough nouns.
I'm in my character sheet, and all of a sudden my total hit dice just changed from 2 to 3. And I tried to change the arrows in my hit die from 1 to 3, but it kept going down for some reason. Are you touching my...
No, I'm not in it. That's very strange, and you should be the only one who can get into it.
Alright, I have 4 more HP.
Yeah, plus your constitution, if you have constitution modifier.
I do not.
Okay.
Hey guys, guess what?
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 I get to officially choose my outlaw archetype.
Ooh.
Anybody who's an outlaw can finally pick an archetype.
I'm an outlaw.
I'm angry.
I'm an outlaw. I'm angry.
Nix, you got your 2. Plus your constitution.
I don't have any constitution.
No, it's okay. You got.
Guess who's the gunslinger now, baby?
Nix, you got the best
Nice.
AC, so I wouldn't worry too much about it.
What does anything else go up with our level? I don't remember.
No, well, I mean, yeah, a shit ton of stuff happens, but it's related to whatever your class is. So you're gonna have to refer to the
Okay,
document.
I was just making sure like nothing
So
else was
I'm-
like insider proficiency or some shit.
No, not level 3. Level 4, you guys get 2 points to spend on whatever thing you want, whatever skill, strength,
So
constitution.
I'm just shit out of luck.
You have the highest AC.
Do
You're hard to
I?
hit.
Yes.
You're like a glass cannon.
You are very difficult to hit. You're good. Also, Aurelia only rolled 1 point above you, so.
Hello. And then Abram only got 1 point above me, so I mean, why
Yeah.
not?
None of us hit the average.
So
Yeah,
does
but
our proficiency bonus is now 3?
I don't believe so.
Why
Oh,
not?
it goes up every even number.
Oh.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Proficiency bonus?
Proficiency bonus
Does
goes
that-
Yeah,
up
what makes that
every
go
time
up?
we go
That's
up.
why we have +2 now.
Yeah, you
I don't
get plus
remember why
2.
that happened.
It's not supposed to be equate to level.
Oh,
It's not supposed to be like whatever level
So
you are. is
level
equal to your
4, it
proficiency
goes up
bonus.
to level 3.
I think it's like level 6 proficiency bonus goes up. I think
I
you
can
got a
look
long
it
time to
up
go.
on this right here.
Yeah, do it. It changes depending on your class anyway.
Uh-huh.
What
Nix,
was
I've
that?
said this once, I'll say it again. We're just basically doing Dungeons and Dragons. That's what
I
Hyperlanes
know,
is.
but I
so
don't have a class.
If you want to go and
technically-
pick one of the other classes from Dungeons and Dragons, we can just be reskinning it this entire. Like we can homebrew some stuff. You gotta talk to me, baby.
Alright, you know what my subclass was or whatever?
I think so. I remember what it was, but I don't remember the details. So if you got a question,
Me neither. I'll look at it later.
Okay.
We don't have time to look at it now.
You could be
I think I
browsing.
put myself as a rogue, but I don't remember.
Okay, it goes up for outlaw. It goes up at 5th level to +3.
Okay,
Nice.
so now we know. Nix, if you want to be a rogue and have rogue stuff, then that's fine. Just ignore the spell slots and the spells because that's we have magic shit that can happen, but it's in the form of like technology, so we'll handle that with time. But for now, I'm just going to be saying you guys have got what classes stuff that's in Hyperlanes or what class stuff is related to Dungeons and Dragons that you pick from, and yeah, Nix, we can definitely homebrew some stuff. I don't know if you want to be reading over the book, the PDF file that I sent you, Clue, during this event, because you might find something that's useful that you might want to use during this session.
I just glanced over it. I have blending in, and then like gambits, but I don't feel like figuring out gambits right now.
We have not figured out
Okay,
gambits. Gambits are just
so,
magic.
I have blending in. That's my new thing.
Yeah, they're spells essentially, but we don't have anything that does that right now. You
So
guys...
DM,
Mhm.
I wanted to let you know that at 3rd level, since I'm a gunslinger, I could choose a fighting style, and I've chosen dual gunner, which is I can engage in 2-weapon fighting with a pistol in each hand, and I don't suffer
God.
disadvantage on the offhand, so I get to roll 2 d6s if I have 2 pistols.
So you roll 2 damage, but you don't
Yeah.
have 2 turns. It's just double damage.
I can choose.
It's
an
just double
archetype.
thin. I fight 2 guns at once.
That's fine,
Like,
but
regular.
however, right now you have a 1d6 nail gun and a 1d4 concealable pistol, so that's the 2 numbers that you're going to be rolling right now.
Yeah. I was just giving you an example.
Yeah, I like it. It's really cool. It fits Aurelio's like carefree style of like I'm a thief, but I'm just kind of gonna bust in there.
Bust a cap.
All right,
So,
feel it. Nix, you can.
If listeners don't know, I'm basing mine off of a D&D class, and so mine is going to be the rogue. I guess I can choose an archetype.
I'm gonna level with you. That is the outlaw from Hyperlanes.
That's the outlaw.
I have a feeling that we're going to be overlapping a little bit. What archetype did you pick? If you pick any, or are you just gonna think about it while you're? Also, are you sure rogue or ranger? Because I think we had a little bit of confusion last time as well.
Did we?
I did. maybe you didn't, but I got real confused.
If I'm a ranger, then I get a D10
For what? Your hit
for
die?
my hit dice.
That's fine. If that's what you want to do, then just roll 3. You don't have any Constitution modifier, do you?
No, I have a 0 in my constitution.
Okay, well then you have, as of right now, if you really want to do this math and really kind of like sit this through, then you have 10 health, roll a d10 2 times, add that, and that's your new health as of right now, so long as you are a ranger. However, you should also make note of what your current HP is right now as your kind of not non-binary, your unknowable Schrodinger's class, because if you choose to change, we're going to go back to these numbers that you have for HP. But if you want to pop it and lock it right now and just roll your, have 10 hit points and then add 2 rolls of d10 to see what your new health is, then we can do that. Did you say ranger or did you say something else?
Ranger is the one that has the D10.
Okay. Rogue is like a thief. Ranger is like an archer.
Okay.
But how about we...
Then
I'm going to continue on. You think about this and do that in the background. You can private message me, but we really got to get started on this.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then the first thing that happens is Captain Azuris leans forward to you 3 who are now sitting on a bench within this helicopter, all 3 of you next to each other. And he has 3 ringlet shackles. And then he puts 1 on your right leg, all 3 of you.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
He shackled us.
You've been
Right.
shackled.
I'll just start. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And there's a roughly... What's happening here? Oh,
What
that's the
fuck?
thing. Okay, yeah,
That
sure.
scared me.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's okay.
You got 7 feet of some kind of thin wire that runs between all 3 of you. All 3 of you are now bound by 7 feet of cabling.
Okay.
I believe he already took your things and put them in a box. I just want to state that this also included things like your bags, your basket of yellows, backpacks, things of
Damn
that
it.
nature.
With drugs.
Your drugs. However, he doesn't know that there's any drugs in there.
Good. Let's keep it that way, boys.
But you've managed to hold on to some stuff thanks to some stealth rolls. I believe Aurelio has a pocket pistol. I think Abram has
And a nail gun.
Yeah, you concealed them both because you're really fucking good at that.
Yeah.
Abram got to keep some stuff. I don't remember what it was, but he got
I
to
have
keep
my
some
sword
stuff.
and my pistol.
All right, Nix, I think you also managed to hold on to your
My dagger
gun.
and my handgun.
Your literal handgun. So you're actually all armed, but Captain Azura does not know that.
Thanks, sister. Oh, he knows
Good
that my
at his
sword is
job.
there. He was like, "You can keep your sword." I'm
Yeah,
like,
you can
"Alright."
keep your sword. He that was a very interesting statement that he made, I suppose. All right, so you're
Yeah,
flying over water. as you go across the harbors and the river, and you get to the other side of the island, go around the outer order of the Jacob's elevator, spelled with a K, by the way. And you come to this smaller, squat, squarish building, surrounded by fences, and it seems to be in a more deserted, both in the form of there's not many people, but also desert, as in very arid. The ground is mostly sand. It's very close to Jacob's elevator. It's seeable in the distance. There's no buildings that obstruct view between these two buildings. It's built right next door. You fly overhead a few times. You hear some sounds over a radio, and you see some flashing lights come on top of the roof, and you see an H marked where a helicopter is supposed to land. There seems to be space for several. However, they don't appear to be here right now. The helicopter touches down, and slowly the engines turn off, and Captain Azura motions for all three of you to stand up, and I presume you do so. And the side door opens, and you all get out, and though you are connected by cabling, you have plenty enough room to walk around, and you're not tripping each other over. The stairways lead down, and you enter a large office, it seems. It's kind of like a police station's in the way it's set up. However, this is not the police station. This is a barracks. There's many people, and there's lots of buildings, and a lot of it seems to be built more for just the storage of soldiers rather than necessarily processing criminals. And you look around, and you do see things that look like a brig, but it's not a place that's meant for processing more than a few people at a time. And you do see some people inside of them, and it seems like perhaps there's been a little bit of confusion involved in the fact that so many people are currently getting arrested tonight thanks to your all actions, that there's been a bit of overflow with the New Pavo PD. So it's quite busy as people go to and fro, answering calls, filing files. Captain Azura takes the box that has all of your stuff in it and places it at the front desk, and a man with a big mustache waves to the captain and says, "Thank you very much." And then he puts it on a back shelf behind a gate. Abram, your stuff ends up on the top shelf. Aurelio, your stuff ends up on the middle shelf. Nix, your stuff ends up on the bottom shelf. And then the man comes back and he shuts the gate behind him. And you are now inside the compound. You're within a throng of people as they move to and fro, and you see lots of seats that seem to be like a waiting room, and Captain Azura motions for you all three to go that way. And presumably you do. And you eventually sit down, and just as he promised, he said he wouldn't put you in a brig, he would just let you wait in the front room like everybody else, like civilized human beings. And they're very comfy, red plush chairs. Basically in the center of this office. What do you do?
I ask to get the shackles taken off.
No.
Why?
Because you're all three technically still under my control. Consider this a safety measure. We still have to play somewhat by the books. And speaking of, I'm going to leave to do some paperwork. When I come back, I'm going to have some questions for all three of you individually. In the meantime, Jonathan will be here to keep you company.
Oh. The sheep!
And with that, the captain walks away to a building, a door that has frosted glass, and it has his name on the front of it. And he enters and disappears behind it. And you are indeed here with Jonathan, and I mean dozens of soldiers, all dressed in the white gleaming armor that you've been seeing. Some of them more armored than others, some of them more looking like the border patrols, but there's dozens of people flocking around like flies.
So, like, John is with us?
John is standing beside you with nothing really besides his helmet in his hands. He's armed around his belt and whatnot, but he's not, like, poking weapons at you.
So I want to talk to John.
Well then, do it.
Aurelio, taps John on the arm.
Yeah.
Get his attention. So John, if I can call you that, John, Mr. John.
I prefer Jonathan, but
Jonathan, cool. Mr. Jonathan, the Ram. Sir. I saw, a big family picture back at the chief's home, Merwin. We talk quite often, as I said. And I was just kind of wondering, what made all of, I mean, there's a lot of you. What made all of you guys decide not to stay nearby?
Well, I don't really know what happened to the others, my brothers and sisters and cousins. I actually was the first one to leave.
Oh, so you're the oldest?
No, just the first one to go. I decided that my life wasn't out there in the desert scavenging, trading, and doing the old stuff, and I wanted to see more, and this was my opportunity.
I see. So, what was it? Just the city that drew you in, or Lunaris in general, or?
A little bit of both. I always wanted to see more than just the deserted hills of the countryside. I kind of wanted to see what else was out there, and, well, I hate to say it's kind of grim, but Pavo Station fell, and that kind of stirred up everything, and things weren't stagnant anymore. I had my chance to move. And so I did, and I saw these people all around me, Lunaris, and they turned out to be pretty good people, and I decided that I wanted to help rebuild, just like a lot of other people during that time. That was 9 years ago now, but I just decided to stick around. I like it. I like the captain.
Yeah, he seems like a very admirable person. Do you work with him often?
Pretty often. I'm not going to be saying that I'm his right-hand man or anything, but I'm just an officer that I guess just ends up being in the right place at the right time. I don't really know what's going on inside his head, but I do have a tendency to end up on the same missions as him.
That must be nice. Nice
Yeah.
to work with someone.
Oh,
like that.
don't, you shot me in the leg the other day, and I just wanted to let you guys don't worry about that.
Oh, that was you?
Yeah.
Oh man, dude, I'm sorry. I mean, I was under some stress, and he kind of tased me, and I've never been
fine.
tased before.
I don't know if I
I
was
was
the one who
dying.
tased you, but I understand. I guess.
Okay.
We got some pretty good medical care.
I'm sorry, dude. I mean, I'm glad I didn't mean
Do
to
it again, and
cause
I will
any.
fucking beat you, though.
I totally understand that. Yeah. Yeah.
The captain
I'll-
comes back from his
yeah.
office, and he sits around to the front desk at the head of the room. The desk is not really any different than any of the other desks. They're all like in cubicle shape, facing each other, very low walls, so you can see over all of them. And he just sits down at the computer and begins typing away.
The captain does.
The captain, Captain Azura. It's kind of funny. He ends up having to gather up his cape and sit on it. It seems to be connected to his armor, so he can't really just take it off. Okay, he stands up and then comes back over to you three. Nyx,
Yes.
you're first. Come with me. And then he taps on his gauntlet, and then the line connecting Nyx to Abram disconnects.
Nyx stands and walks.
You walk
Over to
with
him.
him.
Yep.
You disappear down a hallway. Enter a small room, and then several lights turn on, and you're in a small interrogation room.
She goes over and sits in a chair.
Now, Nyx, I believe your proper name is Sima Arzella.
Yes.
Can I ask perhaps why the change?
Just didn't feel like the name suited me anymore.
He takes a moment to bring up his gauntlet, and he seems to be typing something. And once again, you see this gray like overlay across his face, like some kind of second skin. It hovers inches away from his face in like a half of a dome, but you can't see what's going on the other side of it. It seems like he's looking at something that's only one way viewable. And he seems to be taking notes, typing at nothing in the air. Can I ask you what you were doing at the crashed spaceship that other day? I believe 4 days ago now.
Well, prosthetic parts don't come cheap, so I make do with scraps that I find at wreckages.
And who made you aware that that crashed ship was there, the location of it?
Rumors from around town.
And you were unaware of the contents of the ship?
No,
No, you were not unaware?
I was not aware of the contents.
I see. Where did you meet the other two? How long have you known them?
Since the ship.
No sooner than that.
No sooner than that.
And you stuck with them all this time for...
Seemed like good people.
He makes a note.
They're not unpleasant to be around.
He stands up.
Am I allowed to ask a question?
You may.
You seemed surprised when you learned my name.
He raises an eyebrow. Can you explain?
You raised an eyebrow like you did just now. You seemed surprised.
Indeed, your name is surprising. I do remember it. If that's what you are wondering.
You remember it? From what?
Are you certain you would like to discuss this here?
I mean, I see no reason why not.
I recognize your name from a memorial, Seema Arzella.
Memorial?
The captain stands up. That'll be all, Seema Arzella. Please go back and wait with your friends.
She stands and heads back to the room.
And shortly after the captain follows, and then you sit down, and then a line disconnects from Abram to Aurelio. Aurelio, stand up, come with me.
Do I have to?
Yes.
Okay. Aurelio turns around and gives Abram like a little like, please help me look, and then going.
He takes your arm and drags you down the hall.
Abram watches helplessly.
You are sat down in a metal chair behind a metal desk in a metal room.
Cold.
Can you please give me your full name, sir?
Aurelio.
He types Aurelio, and then waits expectantly.
I'm an orphan, sir. Just De La Fuente. Of my hometown.
I see. And where is that located?
Out west in the sands.
Noted. When did you first come in contact with Nyx and Abram?
Well, Nyx, I thought she was a ghost first.
How so?
Oh, it's just a bunch of weird, just, you're on an abandoned ship, ooh, scary. And I hear some noises, I'm like, oh my god, that's a ghost. Well, no, it's just a girl, she's cool. Abram, man, there was hellfire and all this crazy turret stuff, and then bam, Abram's there. Pretty cool entrance, I have to say. But, yeah, he's a cool dude.
I see. Do you have any affiliation with the other men and one woman located in the helicopter during this crash site extravaganza?
Aurelio clenches his fist. Oh man, they're in this too. Damn it! You try to live a nice, law-abiding, well, as close to it, scavenging life. You got standards, okay? You got standards. You got honor. You gotta, have some dignity about it. And then they just come in here and go around and trash the place, murder people, and threaten people like it's all good fun. Paint dicks on their helicopter, and it's like, goddamn,
the captain
guys.
is regretting his decision.
Just have some common sense about what you're going to be doing. I mean, you really want to shout your
Okay,
name?
alright, I understand. Thank you. When you were to go scavenge into that ship, did you know what the contents was?
Truth be told, sir, I thought I was going to find a little in Aurelio he pulls out that little piece of paper that he got from Salvador. And he pulls out and he puts it across the table and he's like, I thought I was going to find this, right? My friend Sal, he's like, man, I need this moisture part for our rain, moisture capture, doohickey, whatever. I'm not really great with the sciencey aspects of things. Great with mechanical parts. No worries about that. But he was like, man, maybe I'll just have you go and find it. You're scrawny enough. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And I thought I'd find that, but no, apparently not. All we found was the angry, robotic centaur and some ghosts and a sludge monster that wanted my blowtorch. Now I don't have a blowtorch.
The
nothing good.
captain just stops typing at this point.
Yeah, man, it was just. I mean, like, why bother putting skin on a robot? Like, does that make sense to you? Let me ask you a question. Just man to man here. Does it make sense if it's a robot, right? It's a robot. It doesn't need skin.
To put skin on a robot.
Yeah, it had flesh on it, okay? Like, why would you do that? The robot's already immortal, right? The skin's just gonna, like, come off and slide around and be gross and just scare the shit out of people, right? So,
my prosthetics have a synthetic covering.
They have a synthetic one. This one looked like real skin.
I see. Noted. Aurelio, I believe this is all for now. We can take you back to your friends.
Well, I didn't see you type any of this down. It's important.
I've got a very good memory. I will record
I can repeat it if you need me to.
No, that'll be quite fine. Do you need anything else before we finish this?
I would love a coffee.
I will see to that after my business is concluded.
Thank you, sir.
And then he opens the door and expectantly waits for you to leave.
Aurelio just gives a little salute and he walks out.
And you walk back to your friends. I believe you all know who is next.
Abram, I'm assuming, gets up.
Smell you later.
Abram, this will be very quick. And you follow him down the hallway into a metal room with a metal desk. Abram, can you please state your name for me?
Abram.
Indeed. You and your friend have several things in common, then. No surname?
No.
Very well. When did you first contact the other two in your party?
On the ship.
No sooner?
No.
Were you aware of the contents of the ship?
I knew it perhaps held something of worth, although not what Lunaris seemed to have wanted.
There were several people in the Finch Enterprises building that were killed. We suspect a blade wound. Can you enlighten me on this event?
It's pretty self-explanatory, I think.
Noted. I'm certain a good lawyer, anybody competent worth their salt, would be perfectly adequate in proving it was self-defense. However, that will have to wait. I'm afraid you've got business elsewhere besides here. Abram, I believe you've had, several moments where you could leave your other two party members. Is there any reason why you have stuck together this long?
There is safety in numbers.
Understood. Can you tell me why you've taken such an interest in this Finch case, all three of you?
Well, I can hardly speak for the others.
How about
The
yourself?
Finch business was simply something that seemed worth looking into.
I see.
Did you not say you were also aware of what was going on, but you simply could not figure it out? Find proof.
Very well, I understand. I believe we have everything finished here for now. You may leave and return to your friends if you so wish.
If I so wish.
You're safe in Lunaris' hands. You no longer need to stay with them if you don't feel it necessary. He stands up and moves to the door, and he opens it.
He sits there for a little while longer, and then he stands up. But he doesn't leave yet.
Is there something
Did you say
else?
something about the pirates?
He raises an eyebrow. The Corsairs?
Yes. You
I've-
fought with them during the war?
I had. Several times.
Did you hear of the East Wind Corsairs?
Many a time. Come with me, Abram.
He hesitates and then follows him.
Alright, you two in the waiting room see Abram walking with Captain Azura down the hall. To the left, past the computer that he had logged into previously, and his back faces you all as he enters his private doorway, and he leads Abram inside, and then closes it behind. Abram, you're in a dark room with the captain. There's a big desk. Everything is mostly blues, dark metal, plastics here and there. There's a lamp. You see a simple computer, several books, a bookshelf, an armoire, and on top of the back wall, mounted, is a sword just like yours.
I stare at it. Is that yours?
It is. Would you believe me if I said it was a gift?
Abram looks away from it. Yes, I would.
Well, that is good. When did you join them? You're young. I presume it was after the war.
Yes.
Well, I will not be persecuting you today for your ties with piracy, if that's what you are concerned with.
No.
I still think of them on occasion. It is unfortunate. They got the short end of a very long stick after the war.
What happened to them?
When the Allied side needed help most, they were gracious enough to descend from the heavens, save our skins before we were cooked. They helped us to the very end. They were promised land in the end, some place to call their own, but... well, things changed after the war was over. Old alliances were forgotten. People went back their separate ways. Privateers became pirates. Gunboats became warships. Captains became terrorists and outlaws. Interesting how things can change after you lose your usefulness.
Abram's jaw clenches a bit. Yes.
And we jump back quickly to Nix and Aurelio, sitting in their waiting room chairs.
I don't know any of this is Aurelio, but
What?
Well said.
Nyx is tapping her nails on the table.
Very interesting. Nix, roll perception for me.
God, I'm tapping my fingernails on the table.
The table is made of C4. Nice.
Well, alright.
You
What
look
do you
around,
perceive?
you see dozens of people, Jonathan fixing his chairs, fixing his hair, looking around and looking rather idle as he talks to other people. You see several people processing files and lots of phone calls going through as things are put into new lights thanks to your actions. You've noticed that the captain has not reshackled you all together. You sat back down, and you also noticed that he stayed logged in on the computer.
Do it.
Do it. Nick.
Oh God.
Do it.
His desk has been
I'll
left
distract.
idle.
Do it next.
Where is his desk?
It's just one of the cubicles to your left. There's dozens organized into rows of 6 facing each other. There's just desks with computers on them. Perfectly normal, perfectly generic. His real office is to the back of the room, and that is where Abram and him currently are, behind a closed door.
Fornicating.
Maybe a little.
Is anyone looking at us?
Jonathan would be the most likely to notice you. It's his job to keep an eye on you.
Binge, I got this. You do it. You do it, baby.
Aurelio,
Um,
roll
Hand me your flower.
performance.
what? Performance is a thing?
Yeah, it is. If I don't get this, I'm gonna use my inspiration.
You also have to actually tell me what you're doing.
I'm also gonna roll my inspiration because I know what I want to do and I know I'm gonna need to roll high to do it.
Okay, well tell me what it is first, so I can actually set a difficulty behind the scenes.
All right. So Aurelio, they didn't take his guitar, right? Because that's not a weapon,
I don't know.
and it's just a fold-up little thing on my back, so it doesn't even look conspicuous.
I think that is the thing I'm gonna make you roll for, actually. Whatever this roll is determines whether or not you have the guitar in the first place, and then presumably that's all you need in order to enact this incredibly insane plan that you have. So I guess...
Okay, so that's a 12. Do I have the guitar?
I think that isn't inspiration just rolling again? Isn't it just advantage?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I think you want that, Aurelio. I'm pretty sure advantage is essentially +5 on a roll mathematically, so I'm going to let you do advantage, but then again, if you roleplay really well, we'll see how things go. So roll it one more time, but 12 is... Oh yeah, you have your
Okay.
guitar.
I have my guitar!
Yeah.
So, Aurelio kind of stands up, and he kind of, okay, so Nick wants to go to the left, so I'm gonna go to the right.
Mm-hmm.
By where Jonathan is, and just kind of sit down over there where I assume Jonathan and some, fellow NPPD people are,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and probably other criminals, whatever. And I'm gonna pull out my little guitar before anyone can stop me. My little shallow baby guitar. And Aurelio's gonna play a little, like a sand desert song that comes from his people, like a folk tune almost, like a very upbeat folk tune to akin it to anyone listening. It's kind of like the Gerudo Valley type of folk tune.
Will there be lyrics, or is this just all instrumental?
There are lyrics, but it's in it's in a foreign tongue to describe it as what it would be. It would be like the Spanish language, but it's not because clearly there's no Spanish language. So it's just in Sargossan.
I understand.
Very just the way back Sargossan, so just still common, but kind of not.
Beautiful.
And it's mixed in with folk words just from his village tribe.
And you do this.
And I do that.
And Jonathan is enthralled. He's like, "Whoa, I didn't know you could play the guitar. That sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, do you know Wonderwall?" And then we move back to
Oh my
Nix. Nix, what do you do?
I'm gonna go over to the computer and look at the most recently looked at files.
Okay. You open up the most recent apps, and it's email, the local email software. I'm gonna make you roll computers.
Okay.
And even though you're not actually using your tablet to do this, you can add the +1 to it.
19.
Okay, that's fine. By the way, Jonathan, he's totally into this. By the way, that was non-canon. The requesting of Wonderwall. He's got better tastes.
I may or may not have Gerudo Valley playing in the background right now.
Totally fine.
Yeah.
You look up
That's a good
emails, and the email is most recently opened is from there's 2 emails. One that's marked from 2 days ago, and then one marked today. And the one from 2 days ago is from a Counselor Myra.
I opened that one first.
Dear Captain Azura, it has come to my attention that 3 people have unearthed something that they shouldn't have. It may be related to the New Pavo incident. Pavo Station incident. I'm going to request your personal party be involved in the recovery of these 3 individuals as well as whatever they might have in their possession. Please recover them as soon as possible, and when you do, I would like them delivered to me at Cirrus Station. Signed, Counselor Myra. And then it has like some contact information.
Okay. And the one from today.
The one from today is asking for a basic report from Captain Azura, and reminding him that these people might be involved in the incident, and she would like to make sure that, especially given that one of them is named Arzella, there isn't some nefarious thing at work involving the old station that had been downed several years prior. And then there's a sent message from Captain Azura saying, Dear Counselor Myra, I have the 3 fugitives in my possession, as well as all of their belongings. We will be leaving within the hour. And with a 19, you noticed that there are, in fact, 13 devices connected to this network. There are only 12 computers in this room.
I want to find out what that 13th device is.
Roll. Back in the office with Abram and Captain Azura. Abram, do you have anything to state?
Of course I do. Let me see.
Of course I do. Wait 1 second.
Foolish. Foolish. Let me see. Azura, I don't think you want to talk about this, but I feel I should ask. Why do you trust the counselor so much?
Because she was not always the counselor. I knew her before those days. We worked together during the war. We fought alongside one another, and it was a dark time. Fortunately, she was the best person to have by my side.
And she's told you nothing of what she wants with us?
She's told me plenty of what she wants with you.
She wants to talk.
Something like that. I cannot pretend to 100% understand everything and every ramification that her plans might have. She is counselor. I am merely a captain. But it's a difference in skill set, not a difference in trust. I trust her to make the right decision, and she trusts me to enact her actions that she requests done.
Without question?
He narrows his eyes, and he sits down in his chair, which is rather stiff-looking. For the most part. I've learned my lesson.
Sounds dangerous.
Very, and he waves at you with his left hand, 3 fingers still missing.
Jeopardizing people's lives around you because you owe yours to someone else is the dangerous part.
Jeopardizing others? Well, there was a time during the war where I questioned her order. And in return, I placed many lives in danger. I paid for it with part of my body, and I would not have it any other way. Thankfully, it was only I who paid for my mistake.
So you think.
So I'm sure.
People don't have to die for you to ruin their lives.
Are you insinuating that I've got not a fine life, Abram?
He just sighs slightly. One more thing before I leave. Do you know what Light's End is?
Light's End. I am aware that those words came with a message that sounded about 4 days ago. Do I know what it is? I'm afraid not. If you ask me personally, it sounds like a riddle.
Are you good at riddles?
I hate riddles. Roll perception, Abram.
Sure thing. Mm-hmm.
On the back wall, among 1,000 other small trophies and honors and medals, you see what looks to be a photograph that's turned away from the captain's desk. Just because of virtue of where you're standing, you can see it. It pictures a man, pale skin, blue eyes, red hair, standing beside a slightly shorter woman, pale skin, brown eyes, pitch black hair. She is smiling. He is trying.
Well, I look at that for a moment. Subtly, maybe.
Subtly.
And then he looks back at Azura. He stares at him for a little while, kind of almost disappointed. Not quite, just a little bit.
Abram,
Yes.
why are you here and not with them?
You frustrate me a little.
He raises an eyebrow.
Abram doesn't say anything more.
Nix, you rolled a 23.
Yeah, it did.
Nice.
What do we get?
You get
Yeah.
BEACON. The lights all turn
Oh
off.
my god. There she
Oh.
is. Oh god.
There's a
Makes him-
loud bang.
Nix immediately gets up from the chair and goes over to Aurelio.
It's pitch
And-
black. People are silent.
Am I still playing the guitar?
Are you?
I want to be.
You are playing the guitar in the dark. The last musician.
I'm not really surprised by this turn of events with the lights coming out, because it seems like the lights go out everywhere we go, so I'm just like, whatever.
It happens.
It's probably fine.
There's a loud... I say a loud bang. It's not like someone's banging nails in the other room. I mean like an explosion goes off next to your ears, and your eyes are blinded with white lights. You feel dazzled. You feel dizzy. Roll a Constitution saving throw. Everybody except for Abram.
Mhm.
Abram, you hear a loud clunk sound as the door locks behind you.
Woo!
Oh.
Nix, you and Aurelio, you're both actually resistant, but Jonathan goes down and kind of has a dazed head. And
No,
you
Jonathan.
you just see a figure that is running through what seems to be like a hazy smoke, and they've got a lot of bags on their back as they run up the stairs that lead up to the helicopter that you guys had gone through earlier. I mean,
We chase?
roll athletics.
Well, I was more asking next, do we want to chase?
Sure.
I mean, they look kind of interesting, right? I mean...
I mean, yeah. But if we leave, we also raise suspicion.
I got it. I'm fine.
You also leave your stuff behind.
okay
I'm
with
just
it.
gonna say.
I don't.
Nix, you stumble forward and you actually trip over another person who bumps into you, and you fall into one of the desks, and a computer monitor falls over, crashing on the ground and sending glass everywhere.
Oh my god.
God, Nick. You're a mess.
All
I'll
right,
send you a bill later.
Aurelio, unless you do anything, I'm going to continue.
I mean, I'm chasing that person.
Oh, did you roll athletics?
Yeah, 14.
Okay, well then I'm very sorry to do this.
Oh.
Jonathan rolls an 18. He restrains you.
Fuck you, Jonathan. You don't see that
I
person going
I can't let you
They're
go.
trying- Well, I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna roll for my thing. So I remembered DM
What did you remember?
that I have to talk and then roll.
Oh
So-
yes.
Yay.
I want. Listen. There's a woman. I know who that is, and they're gonna take your shit, Jonathan. They're gonna take your helicopter. They're gonna steal your helicopter and probably any valuables in here because they are a hacker. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to hack into here and do God knows what. And they work for a drug dealer. And Jonathan, for the love of God, I am entrusted with your father's everything. He loves me. Good friends. He trusts me. Let me do this.
Roll persuasion with advantage.
Woo!
See, this is why I ask you to roleplay first, because, like, you might get advantage for a good job. It doesn't matter, you already beat it. Oh my
19.
god, yeah, it's already fine. He's like, okay, fine, go! And
I give him a little salute and I dash up after the person.
You run up the stairs, and you hear footsteps behind, and then as you run up the second flight of stairs to the rooftop, you hear the sounds of twin rotors revving up. And you throw open the door, Aurelio, and you look and you see it's Samantha Janice sitting behind the control stick of the helicopter, and she looks at you, and then she smiles with a toothy grin.
I just go, Samantha, what the fuck?
And then the helicopter dives into the air directly towards you, nose first. Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Samantha, what the fuck?
Please don't die. Bless you.
Sorry.
Oh, save.
Roll a dexterity saving throw, or whatever your if you have a trick
I'm
up
gonna
your
do
sleeve.
save. Oh, God.
Okay. It hits you. You dive to the left, and it clips your leg, and you take 9 points of damage.
Shit, dude.
Oh my god.
It might have broken
Crazy
your ankle.
bitch.
It might have
Well-
fractured a bone. At the very least, you just broke at least 2 toes. And then the
Crazy
helicopter.
bitch is almost gonna kill me.
Nick's
Can I
what?
counter hack?
Can you
Counter hack the
explain to me
helicopter?
that? I don't really know exactly.
Helicopter.
I want to try and hack into the mechanics of the actual helicopter.
I'm
like
afraid you cannot do that. The helicopter does not like Wi-Fi. It's not like software based. It's mechanically based. You can't hack an engine like a car engine. You can't really hack a helicopter.
Well, I was going to hack into the computer system,
It
not
does.
the actual engine itself.
It would still be like trying to hack a car. If you had something else that you wanted to try,
Hey, can I try something before I die?
I don't. I mean, your leg is broken, and you just got thrown aside. Maybe if you had succeeded on the roll, you could have tried something. But I feel like that dexterity saving throw was to decide if Aurelia was going to be capable of doing stuff. But you can tell me, and we can see.
I can't talk.
You can. Talking is a free action.
I feel like I can counter this.
Nix, I feel like you're not there, and you're actually in the office, and you don't know what's happening. So you're lucky I'm giving you this much to begin with. What do you mean you think you can counter this? You don't know what's going on.
I can probably hear the helicopter.
Okay, maybe. What can you explain to me a bit more then?
Okay, so in real life, you can hack into a plane's computer system and take over controls.
No.
I wanted to do that.
You know what? Fine. I'll allow you to attempt to roll for it.
All right.
But I'm not gonna say it's not gonna be easy. And I mean that in a very, yeah. No, you don't do it.
What do you mean I don't do it?
Because it was
it's
basic.
difficult
It was a 21. It was natural 20 or bust. I gave you 5% chance to do this. I gave you the chance. Helicopter busts through Aurelia's leg, and then she just keeps on going.
Like she just leaves?
She just flies up into the sky.
So she gone?
You can see her going, gone.
Nyx runs
Wait.
up. To
I don't
what?
understand.
Aurelio,
Hey.
you know that she's heading straight towards the space elevator.
Oh my god. Why?
Would I know why? From anything that she said or hinted at earlier in our path.
I don't
Transgression.
think that there was anything in particular that I can mention in this case. I think it's up to you to put... I'm not going to say that there is a secret mystery to put together right now. I'm just saying that I don't think that there's anything that I could say that would help you in this situation.
My thoughts are she's a terrorist.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Abram, you try the door and it's locked. I'm assuming you
Yeah.
instantly tried the door and it's locked.
But I am dying.
Please don't die. Don't worry,
Like
you're safe.
I have 1 HP. Like I don't know if I'm bleeding out or not. I don't know if it's a DM thing. Like I'm gonna bleed out, but I am.
Nah, 0 is where the bad stuff starts happening.
Okay, sweet. I'm still alive. but I can't move apparently.
That's good.
Zero is you are incapacitated in one form or another. One is like, wow, I really am in a lot of pain.
Bitch.
Azella. Captain Azura comes up behind you, Abram, and tries the door as well, and obviously it doesn't work. And so an emerald light shoots straight through the door, like knob,
All right.
and out the other side. And Nick sees this glowing light and just white hot slag pouring onto the floor. And then the captain just quickly pulls straight up and basically bisects the door.
Nice.
And then
Next is gonna start headed up towards the roof.
okay, next does that. Abram.
Abram. Okay, so the door is open now. That's good. I just say, what's going on?
I don't know. We're under attack.
Nyx, as she passes, says beacon and heads straight upstairs.
The captain looks confused.
I curse and go to follow Nyx.
All right, you guys head upstairs, and this is all... I kind of backtracked a bit in time, and we're also in kind of bullet time. You guys arrive just in time to see Aurelio getting thrown aside by the front nose of the helicopter, and then the helicopter flying up into the sky and away. And you've got pretty high perception, and I feel like you guys can also tell the direction that the helicopter is going in.
Okay.
Directly towards Jacob's Lift. With a K.
Nyx immediately says, get defensive maneuvers around that elevator. She's headed straight for it.
You don't give...
Do it, Azura.
Aurelio shouts from the ground.
We just all yell at Azura. Do
to
it.
take it down.
All three of you come back inside now.
Dude, my leg is broken. Aurelio just points at like his bleeding.
The captain,
oh my God.
The captain walks over to you and picks you up with one arm.
Ow.
Nyx heads back down. She
I don't like being handled.
I got
Anyone
you.
besides Abram.
Nyx in a hurried voice says, "I'm gonna borrow your computer."
Okay.
Azura's just like, fuck.
I'm gonna borrow your
Zero
medical
is
insurance.
fuming as he's realizing how little control over the situation he has as he carries this pinata over his shoulder.
Oh my god. I take Aurelio. I just say straight up, like, take Aurelio from Azura.
You take it.
Aurelio's just like, he's like losing blood, so he's fine, but he's like, at the same time, he's still, it's like, Abram, Abram, and he's like petting Abram's face. He's like, Abram, I don't have health insurance.
My god. I have you now, and then I go back down the stairs. Can I see anything? Are there like fucking backup lights or something?
There's yes, but they're just like red lights. What are you looking? Are you looking for something?
A medical something.
You head back down. You head back down the stairs, and halfway down the stairs, like on the landing, is a big red box that's full of medical supplies.
Okay, can I do anything for Aurelio?
Yes, you can roll a hit die for this man, and he can recover a hit die using this medical supply unit without expending any of his actual hit die or his quickie healy wheelie or having to take a short rest.
Alright, so how do I do that again?
That's
The healing
actually
is
it.
so
Abram does it, but it's up to
mystical.
Aurelio to heal himself.
Okay.
Because he has to
so I
roll
have
his
to
hit
roll
die.
the Healy?
Yeah, roll a hit die.
Because I don't know how the fuck I'm doing.
Nix, what are you doing in the meantime?
I'm
Yeah!
gonna immediately get my
Nice.
tablet.
And?
And I'm gonna see if I can get the lights back on.
Okay, roll a computers check. And you've got your tablet, so you got that +1.
16.
Okay.
16.
All of the lights turn back on, but the network is like rebooting itself, so it's gonna take a little bit of time before that happens. But yeah, all the lights turn back on, all the doors unlock themselves that were locked.
I'm gonna plug my my tablet into the computer that I got Beacon's like ping on and try and track her through that.
Okay, I will allow that to happen, but it's going to be a difficult roll.
Oh, come on.
Is it possible for Azura to just like...
Damn it.
Nix, I'm afraid you can't figure it out quite. It seems like she's like
Can-
protected herself some way.
Can I ping out an SOS using mobile data?
To people? Yeah, the communications are down right now. You
on
can
her tablet.
use your
Yeah.
computer's roll to try and remake, not remake, but help fix the network faster, because right now it's going to be taking an hour before it finally boots up. Nix,
Okay,
you seem to
roll
be
again.
having Aurelia bugging you.
What?
Thanks.
What?
I heard you talking about computer stuff, and is it? I don't know anything about computers, but could you possible? I mean, she's going to the space station, right? And that's very important. Is
Yes.
it possible to send out an SOS, but from the IP address of the station?
I think I can. I have to boot up the computers in order to do that because all of the networks are down.
That bitch.
I'm gonna try and roll to boot up the network faster.
Roll for it.
Rolling 13. Plus
You
1 is 14.
plus 1 is 14, huh? Okay,
Because I'm
yeah.
using my tablet.
You cut it down by like a quarter. Like you're in there and you're manually rehooking up individual like addresses, and literally you realize like, oh my god, and then you stand up and go back into one of the back rooms, like, and in like the server you see that there's actually a physical like server computer like thing. You see like a brick that's been plugged into the servers that's manually doing things, and you have to like you disconnect that, and by doing that you've saved yourself quite a bit of time, but it's still going to be a while before the server's back on.
I hate this.
Are there no like people in this entire like outpost station of like one of the largest scientific companies like Lunaris that know how to help Nix?
This is a barracks. It's mostly full of soldiers.
Shall someone get an SOS out to the elevator now?
Yes, ma'am, Jonathan says. And Azura
gives Jonathan a
is
heads up.
fuming.
No, Azura's fine.
While she's doing stuff from her tablet and trying to focus on the physical computer, she's spouting so many computer technologies right now that I have no idea what she's saying, even as her
That is totally fine.
So she's like talking to herself, trying to talk herself through all of the components.
Abram, you see Jonathan, and he's like literally gone into a closet and has pulled out like a ham radio, like really old-fashioned, like kind of like testing. This is the barracks leader, please. Can anybody hear this message? And like you hear back
goes over to Jonathan.
You hear back like a kid on the other end who's like,
Oh
"This is Niner Niner. Yeah, we're on an amateur radio ham station. Hey, how you doing there?
Oh my god, Aurelio, help him.
Kid, get off this line."
Can Aurelio like tune it into like?
Yeah,
the
roll. This is a
farmer
mechanic.
station.
This is a mechanics roll, which is a tool.
It's wisdom, right?
Yeah,
Or is-
it's a wisdom check, or I think a dexterity check. I think it's actually going to be a wisdom check for now. I think. That's fine. Yeah, you're helping Jonathan like figure out like a signal, and then eventually you finally get like someone on the line who's like out there, and they're like, "Hello, yeah, this is police officer Cassidy Jones. Is anybody hello?" And
Hey, Jonathan, give him your security number.
he does, and honestly, this is just a bunch of string of back and forth of radio thing call signs that I'm not gonna bother to repeat. And she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, what happened?"
And then can Aurelio just like take it and like, explain from there?
Yeah, I guess you take it
Because
from
I don't think
Jonathan.
Jonathan really knows what.
Yeah, okay, you take it, and this is actually you're probably familiar with this kind of radio setup.
Oh hell yeah! So Aurelio just goes, okay, listen, you're at the space station area, right? There's
No, I'm at the base of the station.
base of the station. That works totally fine. There is a stolen NPPD helicopter with a woman inside, early 20s, possibly armed. Hacker.
Says Nix from the back room.
Probably a terrorist attack. She ran down me. I'm fine, no worries. She is headed straight towards the station, probably going in to attack. We're trying to get our own barrack area completely set up so we can go over and help you guys, but you want to get as many forces there to try to take down that helicopter. But try to apprehend her alive. We need to know why she's doing this and what's going on.
Roger that, barrack station. I'm gonna go talk to some of my people and see if they've seen anything like that.
Good.
Karen, have you a helicopter? Have you seen anybody? Hello, base station.
Yep.
Apparently as of I suppose almost 20 minutes ago now. We already accepted a helicopter shipment, I believe.
This wasn't 20 minutes ago, though, was it?
What? Yeah, it's been about 15 minutes.
15.
15 minutes. Well, I mean, keep in mind how much stuff has happened. Nix is trying to fix the
15 or
network.
50?
15. I mean, 17.
Okay.
Somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes. You had to get a splint on your leg. You're leaning over a countertop into a radio with a splint around your leg.
What did the helicopter shipment look like? Who's piloting it?
A young woman who said that she was working for you guys doing a delivery shipment to the top station.
That's not
That
us.
is false.
That's not us. That's the woman.
Check
You
that
need to
fucking
apprehend
package,
her.
dude.
You
Well,
need to check the package and the helicopter.
Quarantine.
well, shit. She's already on her way up.
Well, send everybody that's in the station. Send a message to the people in the space part of it that hey, she's on her way up. Apprehend her, and everyone that's in the lower part of it, tell them to get the fuck out. Apprehend her. We'll be there as soon as we can. But God's sake,
Tell
we
them to
need
check the contents of the helicopter.
Can somebody put Captain
But
Azura over the phone?
extreme-
I've already been fooled once. I'm a little concerned that you guys are in cahoots.
Yeah, because we totally tell you to apprehend her.
Does he know what's going on?
Alright, Captain Azura comes over to the damn radio, and he's also, like, talking into this, and I guess this frees up Abram and Aurelio. Abram, do you choose to do anything during this harrowing time?
I get our shit.
Alright, you go in, and you realize that your shit ain't there.
What?
Shit.
Does she have it? Maybe.
Everybody else's shit is there, except for yours.
Uh-huh.
She probably took your shit.
She has my shit. That was the bag.
When I say all your shit, I mean all your shit. Nix, Aurelio, Abram. I guess Nix managed to just hold on to her tablet because she convinced them that it's just a fucking tablet. Please, I just want to play out on my phone. Then they didn't realize that she's a hacker.
I want to play Tap Tap Revenge.
Yeah, exactly. So that's like the only real thing that you guys managed to hold on to. Everything else was in your bags. Just
So she took all of our stuff. Is that what you're
it
talking about?
appears to be that way.
Okay, well,
Wait, she even took like my stuff.
Everything
Like,
except everything except for the stuff you hid on your purse. She just took the bags. Like she didn't really pay attention. There's a yellow on the floor.
That perfectly good yellow.
Okay, so I find this out and inform the others, as well as my suspicion that she is delivering our stuff to the whatever the fuck.
Or she's just straight up taking it and running away with it.
I would say she's working for Lunaris, but why would she attack? I don't know. Regardless, she
I'm
has
sorry,
the orb.
Captain Azur cuts in. Do you know this perpetrator?
Not yes, we're not friends.
Explain.
Can I just explain it?
Go for it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Just explain it.
Samantha.
Omit the part about the New Year's blackout.
Oh yeah, I meant that part and I'll include the part that she works for the drug dealer, but omit the part that we also happen to do a deal with a drug dealer.
Okay. But then that doesn't explain how you guys know her, because you took out the parts of how you know her.
Because we met her at the college because she tried to steal from us, or because she knocked out the power at the college.
Okay. Wow, you really slimmed down the story for Captain Azura. I'm gonna make you roll persuasion, because I'm not gonna say he forces you. Yeah, roll persuasion because of you're really omitting a lot of stuff. Okay, yeah, okay, he believes it. He's like, okay, yeah, you saw them do that. All right, Samantha Janice is a custodian here.
Yeah, and she's a thief and a hacker, but not like a Nyx hacker. She's like a bad hacker.
Well, she
I
seems
didn't
good
think she
enough
would do
to
something
me.
like this. It seemed petty before.
Maybe she was
She
getting
seemed
ready.
crazed.
Maybe she was preparing for a bigger attack.
I guess. I mean, I've never seen her hurt someone. I mean, she ran into me with a helicopter with absolutely no remorse. She had a smile on her face.
Yeah, well, most terrorists do that.
Well, excuse me.
We're pursuing her. As soon as we get a helicopter back, we are going to be heading to the station ourselves.
Pursue with extreme caution and check the contents of that helicopter. There may or may not be explosives that she carried in with her.
You three are coming with me.
Hey, Azura, I think I have something that'd be a bit Now is not the time. I think I have something that'd be a bit faster than a helicopter.
Oh my god.
Can you explain yourselves?
Yes.
You see, I managed to acquire a pretty fast new designs spaceship, and I do know how to fly one.
When did you three acquire a starship?
A couple hours ago.
How did you learn to use a starship?
I have been trained my whole life. Sir.
Well, where is it now?
I give him the address.
Aurelio?
Hey.
This is on the station.
But it'll get us up. Do you have any, like...
It's at the top of the station, as
They
we
put
speak.
it at the top of the station?
This is a rental box for the top of the orbital elevator.
They put it at the top?
Where do you think they keep the starships while people are doing business?
The bottom?
While we are talking, she's getting further and further away.
You're right. And then he calls over the phone and he's ordering another person to deliver a helicopter as soon as possible. It's not another hour before one arrives.
Oh god.
And all three of you pile in with as many people as this helicopter can
Did I
fit.
get the network up?
Yeah, you did. You got it.
Thank
You got it up
Christ.
in like 30 minutes actually, and then the helicopter arrived shortly afterwards.
Okay.
Record time. They're very thankful. But this now means that you have the ability to contact people on the ground if you need to, because you got the network backup. Congratulations.
She tells people to have like an evacuation procedures from at least a 3-block radius around the tower.
Oh, you try to contact the tower?
No, I tell the people in the station to contact the tower and get an evacuation notice.
They take it down the tower, we're not gonna get home.
That's not good.
All of you pile into a helicopter along with Jonathan. You see another.
Hey, who's piloting this?
You see a woman in the front? Question mark.
Yeah, how fast do you think? Do you think she's gonna follow air laws, or do you think she's gonna speed it?
She's got like an eye patch and like sick, nasty scars, and she looks like she's got no. She looks like pedal to the metal incarnate.
They call the good
Ayo,
pilot.
put the pedal to the metal and speed this bitch up.
They call me Race Car Jones.
I got you, Race Car Jones. You get to it.
Oh my god.
All
I
right,
hate-
all of you pile in. You're with like another one. I guess there's 4 other people, not including you guys. So it's Captain Azura, 3 guards, and then you 3.
Hey,
the pilot.
Azura.
What?
They took her. She took our weapons, so she's armed.
I will keep that in mind.
We have no weapons.
But not us, we're not armed.
That's so.
You guys sent us in there without any weapons, Captain.
Roll persuasion.
Oh good.
The captain looks to his left, and on the wall are those 3 fold-up submachine guns that you saw in like the cargo place. They are from this, but they're from this barracks. This is where they're from, and and he takes 3 off the wall and he throws one to each of you.
Extra good.
Both hands
Extra.
or disadvantage. You can add your dexterity. 1d6.
I don't handle big machine weapons very well.
You'll
Keep it just in
Roll out.
case.
just point and pull the trigger. If you shoot to kill, I will have a word with you, but this is in self-defense. Understood.
So these are
Understood.
submachines, and they don't count as pistols.
They use pistol ammo, but they are different things. I mean, I'm not quite
No,
sure
I
what
meant
to...
DM wise.
Oh, no,
do
I'm
these
afraid
count as
they don't
pistols?
count.
Because
No,
I need to know for dual
Yeah,
gunning.
if you tried to use them in 2... They have disadvantage in one hand, so like it would kind of counteract your thing. You would
Okay.
You would not get double
They're
disadvantage.
not pistols. They're not
no,
pistols.
no, they're
Okay.
How
not.
much
That's
damage
just-
do these things do?
1d6 plus your dexterity, if you have dexterity.
So they get to add your dexterity modifier to
the
the
damage.
damage, which is like the part, but like
It's a pretty...
besides that,
It's a
that's
sick,
fine.
nasty part. All right,
If you have a
guys,
significant dex.
you guys get going. Do you have anything that you want to say while you're in transport to the station? Okay.
I kind of want to know what about his sword weapon. His
You can
his
ask him.
emerald sword. Hey, dude, your sword weapon.
What about it?
What is it?
A relic.
Of what?
A long gone piece of equipment. It's one of a
But,
kind.
like-
Trust me, I would have more made if I could.
No, I'm just asking out of curiosity. Who made it?
I don't know. Presumably Lunaris from a long time before even me.
Could I look closer at
He holds it up to you, but he has like a fucking iron grasp on it.
No, I don't want to touch it. I want to like
It's
it.
It's not emitted right now. It's a roughly T-shape white like cylindrical object. It's got like some beveling and some a little bit of like shape to it. It's got like a very short, narrow crossguard, but it's just like a tall T shape with a tiny circular green emerald embedded in where the T is at the top. And
Does it remind me anything of the orb or the crashed ship?
Oh, actually, roll. There's something for that. Roll some. There's gotta be a skill for that.
History.
Yeah. Are you proficient in something that sounds like it'd be useful?
I mean,
for
I'd
this?
rather. Can I do insight instead
Yeah.
for wisdom?
Yeah.
That's less.
I'll do that. That sounds good. I want to give you the benefit of the doubt here. So if you were proficient in something that sounds like it would be
18.
appraisal. No, it does not look anything like the orb. It actually very much so. You can distinctly tell, like, no, this is a different designer, different technology.
So it doesn't look like the thing. It doesn't look like the ship stuff either.
No, it doesn't look anything. The only thing it looks vaguely like is the centaur.
Okay, so it is. It is.
Yeah,
What's the emerald like? What's the power source like though? Do I guess that or?
I mean, it looks like it's decoration, but without taking it apart, I don't think you're going to be able to tell. And Azur already stated that they're not quite sure exactly how it works, and and he seemed very annoyed when he said that.
Can I touch it?
No.
Can you put the laser out?
All
Can I
right.
touch that?
He puts a thumb on not on the emerald, just beneath it where the thumb would be. It's like a red like up and downy switch, and he presses it up, and it's not like a light switch, but he presses it up, and then a long triangular blade. It's like a scalene triangle. It's equal on the two sides, and then short on the third on the bottom.
I made him take out a sword on the helicopter, dumbass.
Yeah. I could have died.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's like fine. But, like,
Oh yeah,
I mean, it seems like a big ass helicopter.
plenty of space. It's like a Black Hawk. It's a tiny room. It's like a full on like you're in a big place.
So like, I'm gonna like take a hair out of my head, right?
Yeah.
Like a couple hairs,
Okay.
and like kind of like drop it on the sword.
All right.
So I want to see if they like fizzle like fire or if they just like slice.
It just slices.
Oh,
But
weird. So it's not heated. Do I feel any heat coming off?
Well,
of it?
you don't feel heat coming off of it at all. Actually, it does not radiate heat. But you've seen him cut through things, and they seem to be quite boily when he does it. But you do not feel heat radiating off this device. And then he turns it off, and then he puts it back on his belt, and then you continue on your journey.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are headed towards the space elevator, and you guys never have been this close. You're approaching, and as you look closer and closer at it, you can see it's formed of so many different components that there's just this massive pillar that just goes up and up and up, and you look up and you see like sections where it appears that stars would be, but now that you're directly beneath it, you can tell that there are these like way stations organized at maybe like quarters of the way up. You don't know how many there are because they quickly disappear out of sight, but it's this tall black and gray structure, and you don't fly close enough to tell exactly the texture of it, but you guys immediately fly around to the north facing front side, and there's a big gaping mouth with like this tremendously large highway and train tracks that just go and disappear into this blackness. And the helicopter goes down, and this tunnel is tall enough to accommodate a helicopter easily. And you just barrel in, and you're passing over bridges and connecting lights, and eventually the helicopter touches down, and you're within this gigantic structure, and it's lit all along the inside with as many lights as possible. And there was no windows, and now that you're inside, you can you feel like this strange sound beneath your feet, like a vibration, and you touch down on a helicopter pad that just seems to be like the tunnel just eventually terminates, and inside is this gigantic like dome on the inside of like structures and hundreds of like levels, hallways that, like, it seems like there's shops, but it kind of like being in the world's biggest mall, but with a lot more variety than just shops to spend money at. It's also like businesses for storage. You see great big cranes. You see places where people would like drop off tremendous amounts of cargo. You look up and you see what looks to be like vertical trains going up and down, carrying their various loads. And the helicopter stops on just a helicopter pad, and you guys all get off along with the soldiers, and you're moving as quickly as you can. And you see somebody approaching you guys, and on their chest plate it says Cassidy Jones. And behind them is another, and it's Killian Jones. And these two women,
relatives.
they don't look anything alike.
Oh.
And these
Cousins.
two women who come up to you and they salute Captain Azur as he walks past. And they say, "We're sorry, sir, but whatever she's done, it's blocked communications to the top of the station. We can't warn anybody."
Damn it.
The captain
Is
says
there
nothing.
a starship on the ground floor?
It would be faster to simply take the elevator.
Well, is the elevator running?
It still is.
Really?
You cannot shut down the entire. You cannot shut down the elevator very easily, and I have a feeling that she's getting up the same way that we will be getting up. She wouldn't shut down the elevator; it would keep her from getting up as well.
Sweet, let's do it.
Let's be quick. She's no more than an hour ahead of us.
Let's go.
Does anybody do anything?
No, she's more concerned about this thing.
Okay, then.
Can I like say that I like have like my small concealable pistol like in my like sleeve, like in my hand,
you
but
totally
like not,
have that.
but no one can see it like
No.
in my hand and stuff.
I made you roll that stealth at one time, and I'm just carrying that over. If it was a different party of people, then I would make you roll stealth again. But no, it's yeah, you
Okay,
still
then
have
that's
that.
like in my hand, like pushed into my sleeve, kind of.
Are you telling me that it's like underneath your armlet of stealthiness? Your silent amulet?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
My
finally
fake magical thing.
it all comes together.
Yeah. It's
It's
just
where
kind of
you
like there.
keep your pocket pistol.
So like I'm readied, but like
I like it.
stealthy.
Okay, then you guys walk through the station's basement area. I don't want to say basement because you're like dozens of stories like above the rest of the city, but like you're still at the bottom of this elevator. And you walk down another hallway, and you pass by what looks to be like a gate that would normally be manned by somebody, but it's just left wide open to allow for you all to enter. And you continue to walk, and you pass through what looks to be this gigantic garage door and into another like side of a building, and it looks really weird. And all of a sudden, you're flooded with the lights of the city out below you as you enter this large box that seems to have multiple levels to it. You look to your left and you look to your right, and there's places to go, and there's smaller rooms and hallways, and behind you the shutter shuts, and there's a sound as the entire area is pressurized around you. And you can see that there's just this glass wall ahead of you, and you feel this lurch as the ground beneath you starts to rise, and this entire side of the building that you're in, like it's like being in a house that's just suddenly started to lift off the ground. The walls are painted like a dull green, and there's no carpeting, and there's plenty of skid marks on the ground. It looks like this would be where they would carry cargo up, and it's empty right now, but there are a few boxes left over, and it seems like everything was cleared out in a hurry to make way for you all. And you are going up, and the city below you is long and winding, and you see all the streets of the places you've been, and the water as it reaches in, and up the waterfront you see the two rivers splitting to the south, and you look forward and you see hundreds of thousands of lights of stars reflecting off the ocean, and to the left you can see the desert that you came from. To the right you see tracts of farmland that has sprung up along the outside of the city, and you don't stop. You keep going up and up and up and up. It's another hour before the elevator stops.
Can I ask what time is it in the game?
In the game? Oh god,
Like what?
it's probably like 12 a.m., like 1 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah, like the day ended and you guys have started day 4. This is the 4th day of you guys playing in character.
Okay.
Yeah. And you get up and you all seem to be walking around, and you're in another area that looks just like the one below, a big open orbish like area, dome of places where things are stored, and you swap over to another cargo room, and that also lurches up and up and up and up and up.
God.
And this repeats twice, and you are. It takes several hours before you're up at the top, but there's no way that the woman that you are pursuing can be traveling any faster. Leaving a planet is not easy, and you look out up the stairs, you look out at stars, not stairs, and you're seeing like the curvature of the world below. You're seeing beyond the horizon. You look down and you see clouds instead of cities. You see points of light that used to be where you stayed. Nix, you can see your house from here. You can see everyone's house from here. You can barely see the pinpricks of light that form Tenby. And you're going up. It's not officially space quite yet, but do not open a window. You continue on upwards, and the planet below you widens as it becomes just a disk beneath your feet. And then you're looking up, and you see a massive structure of concentric rings. Maybe like, I don't know, a mile in radius? It's giant. And they're all spinning in opposite directions as you get closer and closer to the center. It's like different levels of ring. And then it disappears as you become part of it. Your elevator disappears into it. And you feel strange motion as the force above your heads that's pushing you on the ground seems to change and relocate itself. You were getting lighter this entire time, but now as things start to change outside, beyond the walls that you cannot see, you start to feel heavy again. And then the door opens, and you see hundreds of people, throngs of people walking around, people doing business. You see people hawking wares. You see just hundreds of people doing their things. And it's gorgeous. You look out and see hundreds of different people, varieties, shapes, sizes, colors, and you look beyond them out windows, and you just see an endless expanse of stars. And if you look to your left or right, depending on how you're oriented, you see the planet below you, glistening in the night.
Aurelio's like in awe.
You're in space.
Yeah.
To next, this is just another typical Tuesday.
Spoil sport.
Aurelio's like, oh my god. He's like pulling on Azura's like cape, like, oh my god, we're in space.
Get off of me.
Cheers.
Everybody fan out and look for the woman.
Do we post out a evacuation warning?
You know, now that I think about it, no. I don't want her to be able to slip out, and besides, evacuation would be no quicker than anything else anyway. She must be here. Everybody, keep an eye out. And by the way, all three of you, this isn't Azura speaking, but all three of you still have those anklets on, even though you're not connected to one another. Just to warn you.
Hey, Azura.
What?
Mom.
No. And then he disappears into the throng of people.
What?
Oh my god.
What?
It's a tracking device. You're criminals. He's not taking them
I
off.
figured it was tracking.
You're not connected to each other.
Yeah, and Abram goes off by himself.
Next starts headed out
All
in another
three
direction.
all three of you. Okay, well before we immediately split
Aurelio
up.
just stays there, like, oh no, I'm lost.
You guys walk out and step out into this throng of people, and you're immediately in like a big plaza-like area. And in the dead center is what appears to be a reconstruction of Pavo Station. And beneath it is a gigantic slab of black metal. Its edges twisted and warped and singed. It's huge. 20 feet tall, 20 feet wide, and it's propped up in the center of like a fountain.
Next heads over to the model.
She
just kind of looks at it.
All of the three of you do as well? This is like the dead center of like everything around you right now.
I mean, if it's a center, yeah, sure.
Okay. You do so, walking by several receptionists and kiosk desks and people throwing out back scratcher. And yeah, it's a gigantic piece of metal, and all across the bottom is some words saying that, like, you know, we will not forget the day of the incident, and it's got a little name that says Freeman Association, and it says like donated by the Freeman Association. And this slab of metal that is beneath a floating model of Pavo Station is hundreds upon thousands of names carved into the surface of this metal sheet.
Nyx runs a hand along the metal.
It's a little outside your reach, but I
Oh.
think that you succeed because of the dramatic necessity of it.
And then, because it's one of the first few names, like the first handful of names.
Hold on. Everybody
What?
roll perception.
Great.
We've been doing a lot
We're
tonight.
gonna know.
We've done a lot tonight that only
You're
the
just like,
individual
"No."
characters actually
Yes.
know. I don't. This isn't
Perception.
even hard, to be honest.
We're
Yay!
gonna
I'd
see
be
this
so-
fucking name.
Nyx-
I will find every name.
Nyx, you didn't need to roll perception.
Okay, I'm
Alright.
sorry.
This sheet is labeled with hundreds of thousands of names. No, I guess tens of thousands of names. Thousands, I suppose, is the proper term of names, all across each other, and then on the back as well. But you don't need to look very far because number 28, going down the left-hand column, is Sima Arzella. And you
And
see,
I'm assuming there's a second name underneath.
yes, there is, but I'm not quite sure anybody else would notice. There's two names under the Arzella title, Tyson and Sima.
Nyx just kind of shakes her head.
Aurelio kind of looks at Abram because he doesn't know what to do in the situation. Like he's like, ah.
I think I do. Abram's just staring at the name. He already knows.
Aurelio.
He figured earlier.
Everyone knows, but Aurelio.
Yeah, did she? I can't remember if we ever heard. Because didn't Azira say her name earlier?
She gave it while they were at the mansion.
You've totally heard
Yeah.
the name before.
We've
I don't know
heard it,
when,
yeah.
But
Yeah. Okay, I'm just confirming that he does know her name. Yeah, he doesn't say anything about it. In character, he doesn't really care. Out of character, I care, but in character, he's just like,
Aurelio cares so much.
yes.
He kind of he goes to put his arm on her shoulder, but then doesn't, and just goes, "I'm sorry, I didn't know."
No one did. I'm not officially in any system.
Why didn't you say anything?
Being the only survivor is hard. I figured remaining anonymous would be easier. However, if you call me Sima at any point in time, I will punch you.
Understandable. Your relative, I assume?
My father. My mom died on the station due to illness. It was fine. I was too young. 16 years old.
I see.
Only remaining life pod. She takes a deep breath and runs a thumb underneath her functioning eye. It says what's more important is finding Samantha.
Abram,
Well-
with a 20, you look off to the left and you see the story of the Lunaris Foundation frigate Night Owl, which is basically just set up as extra cargo / a museum piece, just mothballed, connected to this very station. And as you look out the window, you do see a brilliant white, gray, and blue ship that's a real ship, not just something like the Prowler that you guys bought at the scrapyard, but a frigate, a cruiser.
Mhm.
And it also recounts the story of what happened to Pavo Station. It was a horrible accident where nobody is quite sure of what occurred. There was suggestion that pirates like the Corsairs were involved in its destruction, but nobody ever claimed responsibility, and no proof could ever be gathered. The assumption has either been that it's always been either an attack, but since nobody claimed responsibility, it's been ruled as an accident.
Convenient.
The frigate was damaged severely in the incident, and that's why it now sits here as a museum piece alongside the modeled Pavo Station and the shredded hull, which now serves as a home for all the names of the people who are deceased. Pirates did it.
Nyx takes a deep breath and says, well, now you know how I lost my eye and arm.
That's so much cooler than Aurelio. He just lost his to a weird blender accident. Crazy.
Really freaky.
One day you're trying to make a smoothie. Alright, well, you guys got a girl to find.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
How do you do it?
I'm splitting up unless someone doesn't want it.
I'm gonna try and look into seeing what devices are hooked up to the network.
Okay, that was a really good idea, but you got hundreds of thousands of devices hooked up to this network, because it's a station
I'm sure
full
that
of
none of
people.
them are called Beacon. I know a specific name that I'm looking for.
You do it, and you see like 47 things that are called Beacon.
Are you freaking kidding me?
And it's like some of them are like Beacon Pizza, Beacon Deliveries.
Listen, she wasn't that creative.
And a lot of them are just like Beacon, like a lot, like by itself. And you also maybe get the impression that she was on purposely revealing herself at the barracks station by saying like, haha, it's just fucking Beacon, as a way to say like, fuck you, before she left. So she probably would have changed it. Beacon Pizza.
That's a real place.
She gets frustrated.
You guys
She just starts looking.
radios. You got some radios too, by the way. I just wanted to remind you guys.
Yeah, we do.
No, we have 2 radios.
You have 2, so
and
you
there's 3
can
of us.
split up. So it's like one of you is gonna have to go doublies. You know what? Roll computers next. That's not fair, man. Roll computers. We'll see what happens.
14. Do I get a +1 because of my tablet?
Yes.
15.
Fuck.
What?
There's hundreds of names. Like, literally hundreds of names on this. But you do see Beacon's name. But there's no way that you can get the location. All you know is that she's on this network, which means she's on this section of the station.
Alright.
Given that it's miles in terms of square, it's like square mileage is huge. You've narrowed it down to like maybe a fifth.
I mean, if I were her, I was trying to leave. So, how do we leave?
You'd have to go through the equivalent of the TSA.
We're the
DM, am I
police.
correct?
Oh my god!
We actually are the
Oh
sun.
my god! Oh my god!
I mean, we don't need to go through it. We are the police.
Okay, so
But she would have to go through.
Exactly. So we can expedite ourselves and still be there.
Can I send information with her description to the officials working the TSA?
yeah, you can do that. I think that the captain has already maybe beaten you to the punch.
Damn it.
Well, I mean, good idea, because I didn't think of that.
Yay!
Logically, the captain would have done that. So by your idea, it has been put into fruition.
There's a term for it when there's like a specific person that police are looking for.
I mean, listen, you're the one that watches NCIS here. You should be the one that knows it.
I should, and I don't remember
Come
the word
on,
for
Nick.
it. I'm sorry.
You have to solve my people puzzle, and you guys are doing great so far. I love it.
Well, we're the police. Let's expedite ourselves through TSA.
She's
Okay, you
she's
guys,
gonna stick close to network.
all three of you go, Abram? Question mark?
I guess. I don't want to waste time looking around if she's not in the crowd, but I guess you can't tell me that, so...
I cannot tell you that, no.
Unless you get up really high, Abram.
Actually, I'll just wander. I'll just... Okay, I'll give them the radio,
Nice.
and I'll stay in the crowd. So they're going, and they have the other radio, and
Okay.
I'm in the crowd with the other one.
Alright.
Me and Nick's got this.
Abram,
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna go with them for now, but I'll come back to you.
Yeah, no problem. Go on.
Nix and Aurelio, you, I guess, just step up to the counter with the receptionist, and she says, "Hello, name please."
We're the police!
Can I see a form of ID?
I show my ankle
I
brace.
was gonna say the
That's-
fucking...
That's the opposite of we are the police.
We came with Captain Azura because of the terrorists that we
Yes,
sent
yes, he
radio.
mentioned two of you
Next.
as well.
What
What do you...
Holds out her ID card.
Okay. Oh, your name. Oh, Arzella. That's interesting. I already checked in Arzella today. What coincidence.
And who?
What?
Well, someone named Seema Arzella?
Yeah, no, that's not her. That's me.
Indeed. She requested her Prowler A34 be ready for launch.
Fucking hell,
Oh
that's
my
cancel-
god.
Is there any way that you can cancel that arrangement?
No, I'm afraid it's already going. You should run quickly.
my fucking
Yeah,
God.
she.
What's the fastest way there?
If you just go back this way, you'll see a hallway, another hallway. On the left, a hallway, followed by another
Holy
hallway.
shit.
All right, thank you. And she pulls Aurelio
Security
in
people
the
that are
direction
there.
of the coordinates of their ship.
I'm crying.
Can we just like book it? Like, can we roll to book it?
Yep, I'm like vaulting
You
over.
have 15 minutes, maybe.
Book
And
it.
what do you do to the radio?
I
Bye,
warn
Abram.
Abram,
God.
and I
It's
also
fine.
send a personal message to Captain Azura,
Okay.
This is my home now.
All
and I
right.
send the exact coordinates.
Okay. Well, you just tell them that we're going to this hangar, I guess, because like.
Yep.
Okay. And I guess Abram, you can choose to go with them as well. They literally stepped like 10 feet to the left and had that conversation, and then they just ran after like.
You heard me shout, "We are the police."
Like I do not feel like
I'm with them now. It's fine.
Okay. You can choose to be back there if you want, because who knows? Okay, you guys are running down hallways, and you finally end up at another hallway, and you look to your left, because the left has just its giant big window, and cradled in the arms of a large crane, facing in this big hangar-like room, fit enough for maybe the size of two ships. You see your ship. You see
My ship.
a prowler. You see a large ship with its wings tucked back over itself, over its tail, and its large belly and glass-like front exterior, so it looks kind of like a fish, shrimp-like thing.
I would like to report a kidnapping.
child?
And you see it being lowered onto the flooring as you run down this hallway and look
No,
out
we
this
don't, because
window.
I burst through that top window.
Oh my god, really?
I'm
Please
serious.
don't.
Yeah, roll!
No.
Roll! Yeah! Yeah!
You're gonna get sucked into the
Roll!
We're gonna have to.
Roll!
We're gonna have to fix that later, I guess. It's
Aurelio
I bucked through,
winds
but
up.
ungracefully.
Aurelio jumps face first and smashes straight into that glass and bounces off and hits the floor with a bloody nose. And you,
oh my god.
and you take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Can I shoot the glass?
Yeah, you can totally shoot the glass. It'd probably be a better decision. You take out that.
I'm
You take
gonna
out.
shoot the glass.
You take out the submachine gun, and it takes you 5 bullets.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm
then
gonna
I
do
run
this.
through and jump.
Yeah, there's a brat 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 as 5 bullets tear through, like tear not through. Let me reiterate: they hit this glass, and the first 3 fucking bounce, but the glass like cracks,
God damn it.
and then the 2 afterwards like finally pierce through and create enough of a concave, like a crack, and some of it falls away. And Aurelio roll not athletics. I'm sorry. This time it's acrobatics.
Oh, I didn't roll athletics before.
Oh,
Can I
okay,
roll
well then-
acrobatics?
You can all roll acrobatics if you all want to try and jump through this fucking window.
Oh my god.
I land on the ship.
Aurelio dives to
Oh
the
my
window, does a
have a
somersault,
gift for this.
falls 20 feet, and lands feet first with his hand outstretched like a cat.
I got an 18!
Nix, you fall directly behind him as well. No flip.
I'm gonna beeline it towards her.
Okay.
Towards
You
Samantha.
see a woman who's looking up at this ship, and after that, she just looks to her right, and she's like, "Oh shit!"
I'm gonna punch her directly in the face.
I run to whoever's doing the ship stuff, and I wave my hands to them to stop, to halt. And I hold up a little piece of paper that looks like a police, a crudely
Okay.
designed.
There's a lot of
NPC.
stuff happening in the fraction of seconds. Yeah. First of all, what does Abram do?
I mean, they get under control. I'm just kind of standing there. It's fine.
You just watch these two people dive through the fucking hallway, and you're like, "All right," and then you keep walking down the hallway to look for the stairs.
Okay.
It's fine.
Nix and Aurelio.
Hey, bro.
Nix and Aurelio roll initiative.
Oh, cool. Listen, I have this thing called Quick Shot as a gunslinger, where I have advantage on initiative and opportunity attacks with ranged weapons.
Okay, do it.
Wait, do I have a thing as a ranger? Please.
I don't know. That's up to you to figure out, not me.
Woo, 6!
All right.
Let me look. Please.
You're like a level 3 ranger, so I don't have that with me right now. Unfortunately, I cannot prepare that for you.
I'm alert to danger. I can move stealthily. I can cast spells, which I already knew.
Just take advantage. Take advantage. Whatever. Who cares?
Thank
Take advantage.
God.
That you do not have a skill that gives you advantage on initiative, but we'll do it anyway because you don't have anything else. Yeah.
17.
Okay. All right.
Woo!
Abram, I guess I'm gonna ask you to do initiative as well,
Okay.
because now we're
No
in bullet
problem.
time.
As soon as I remember how to do that, I can never remember how to do initiative.
It's
Help
just
me.
it's a roll. It's just a d20 plus your dexterity modifier.
Okay.
Yes.
I can't.
However, if you filled in the details of your character on the Roll20 character sheet, you can just click the word initiative and it will roll it for you.
No, I'm just gonna write it down this time though.
That's
Alright.
what I've been doing.
Where is that in this order? I guess you're after. Wait, I did this. Okay.
I think it would go
Fuck, Abram.
Yeah.
probably
Okay.
last.
No, I'm
What?
just saying it out loud because I have issues
Oh.
with my reading.
No, it's okay.
Okay. We're gonna go that way. All makes sense. All has been revealed.
Please tell me Nick goes first.
Because you guys fucking launched the window, I'm gonna say you got a surprise.
Woohoo!
I'm gonna.
Oh, do we really?
Just Nyx, because she's going first.
Damn it.
After that, I don't feel like she would be surprised anymore.
Okay, that's
I'm just gonna straight up punch her in the face.
Okay, roll an attack action plus strength plus your... Yeah.
What would so that would be roll
Athletics. Just roll athletics.
1d20.
Yes. It's always a 20.
All right, so I'm rolling athletics.
Okay.
Nice.
19.
Yep. You do double damage. It's a 1d4 improvised damage, but you roll that twice since you've got a critical. I don't care if it's a 19. That's because you got a negative strength. I'm not going to make that so that you are now incapable of doing critical attacks. That would be bullshit.
So roll
Yeah.
1d4 and double that.
2d4. Or I
Alright.
guess double? In theory, it's the same thing, but...
okay. So I don't want to do
5.
this, but at the same time, maybe before we get too far into battle sequence, we should.
Oh, you want to pause it? You want to break it? We want to leave right here and now?
I mean, we should probably call it just because it's 30.
All right.
I have work.
I just wanted to say, I punch her and say, "That's for using my name, bitch."